Good morning, Greg here. Burn at both ends. Burn it on the front end of Sunday. It is June 3rd, 2018, 6:13 a.m. Pacific. And let's get right into this morning's post. So it's a morning of gratitude. And so one of the activities in this Millionaire Mind 90-day wealth conditioning program is appreciation and gratitude. And the task is list 10 people or things you're grateful for in life right now. Choose one item and describe why. And then describe how it makes you feel. So I'm going to go through all 10 very quickly, but just to think about gratitude, I really feel it's so important to be grateful for the things we have. We can very easily get so lost in, pursuing what we don't have and kind of getting lost in that journey. And something that always centers me and brings me back is gratitude, right? Gratitude's important, helps me stay humble and appreciate what I have. Tony Robbins has a great quote, something like, gratitude is the solution for anger and fear. Like when I'm being grateful, I can't be angry or fearful. And it just helps me stay in touch with my why, which is so critical, right? The why is what essentially wakes us up in the morning. And I have to admit, today I was extra tired. I'm not sure exactly why, but you know, on the side, you notice that big folded foam mattress is missing. And so that thing weighs a ton. And so actually I'm sore this morning. I was trying to, right above me, there's a little loft in our garage where I can store things. And I was trying to bring it up. You see that ladder back there? But that ladder. I was trying to walk it up the ladder in a safe way. And then with one arm kind of throw it up. And what happened is the opening up to that loft is a couple inches smaller than the size of the mattress. So it was getting stuck. And it was funny, my daughter was watching me and she was cheering me on, but just Daddy was not able to do it. And so anyway, so the mattress went into the shed in the backyard. No big deal. And so this morning I was definitely a little more tired. I'm a little sore. I don't know if I didn't get good sleep, but some smoke alarm went off randomly last night several times. It just kept waking us up, and there was no smoke, and we don't know why it was going off. So these things happen, but I'm a big fan of this. I think it was Joe Rogan who says, something about, even when I'm tired and I don't want to, I just go through the motions. And so I just show up and go through. And so that's a little bit of this morning. I'm a little tired, but the garage door's open, so I'm feeling like the nice cool air. Got my burn at both ends post here, and I thought gratitude was just a great way to kind of lift the spirit. And so anyway, so let's get into this list of, I got one more piece to say. And so starting this journey in 2018 has been an amazing process. I have to admit, I would have never guessed I'd be where I am now, December 31st, right? And I've never been so committed to anything. And that's, I think, where a lot of the excitement comes from. And this commitment has produced some incredible results. I feel grateful to be in such a place in life that I have the luxury of focusing on this in my life. I'm not in a war. I'm not, fighting for my life some other way. Think gangs, think other things like that. I'm not dealing with, we don't have a challenge finding food, putting food on the table, like shelter food. I've got a beautiful family. We're all healthy. So, it's incredible that I'm in such a place, and I'm so grateful for it. And I think it's important to just sit in that feeling of gratitude, and that way it just really kind of aligns, in my opinion, a very supportive mindset. It just brings a lot of good feelings and produces a lot of good actions and results, and so it just helps me stay grounded. Because with this channel, with what I'm doing, of course, fear comes up. Doubt is a huge one that comes up, right? A lot of times my mind's like, you don't gotta do a post this morning. Who's gonna know? And while that's very true, this is very early in my channel. Obviously, I'm not getting many views. I'm not really advertising this. I'm just, I'm doing this primarily for me and my family, so I can really just stay committed to, to this forward progress. And it's really difficult to stay negative when I'm practicing gratitude. It's difficult to stay in like a non-supportive mode when I'm practicing gratitude. So All right, so let's go through our list of 10 here, and just talk a little bit about each. So number one is my wife. Really grateful for her. She has manufactured these two beautiful children, and she is my life partner, and we're walking in this interesting life together, and taking care of the kids, and that's a tough thing, I'll tell you. And yeah, so just all these things that we do together, that we do separately, that we support each other with, like this trip to Colorado. It's a big deal to leave her alone with the two kids for 5 days. I mean, that's just a lot of work. I mean, it's signing up for a lot of work. So really appreciate that. She really supports me on this journey, and that's just awesome. So the next thing is our landlord. So this is a little bit of an odd one, but our landlord, right? So it's the top of the month here, so we're paying rent. She sent us an email yesterday to remind, so I transferred the money right away. I was going to do it yesterday anyway, but her email got in. But the reason that we're so appreciative of her is that she really welcomed us into this house. We love this house. We experienced that yesterday in the morning when we kind of just hung around the house all morning. We had a great backyard. It was a beautiful day. The kids are playing. It's great to see it. And the rental market here is very competitive, extremely competitive, and you can imagine that it can just be very tough to get in. I mean, my wife was scouting properties for the better part of a year before we jumped on this one, and she knew price points, she knew sizes, she knew what things looked like, so we were able to jump on this right away. And our landlord just welcomed us. I've never had an experience with a landlord. She really just wanted us in the house. She loved the fact that to have a family in the house. She, when we moved in, she bought us wine and chocolate. She bought presents for the kids, and so she's just really wonderful, and we just appreciate that, because being in a nice house is, I don't know, it brings so much to the quality of life. Number three, my brother, huge influence in my life, and I just appreciate him on a regular basis. What he's doing with his family, how he supports me, he's just fantastic. And it was great to see him the other weekend in New York City. That was just a lot of fun. My parents are just constantly showing up and being a big influence. They're flying us out at the end of July to visit them in South Carolina, so that's going to be awesome. And what I'm really excited about is my kids are excited about that. I think that's a big deal. When the kids are excited to see grandma and grandpa, I think that's a very good sign. My job, my company, as much challenges as we all have with jobs, I'm really just grateful that they're there, and that I was in Florida. They interviewed me. They brought my whole family out on the relocation package. There's a lot of exciting work there. They support me in doing this I-Corps program. So, and also number, I think 6 there is my supervisor. Which, I mean, these might be a little cheesy, but think of how critical it is that I have a good job and that this paycheck comes and that I'm supported at work. I mean, it's so critical. I mean, it's a lot of us complain about our jobs, and our bosses and stuff, but I really got to get in gratitude about both, because I need both to live here in Albany, and I'm looking to stay in a long-term relationship with them, and so being grateful and is important in that, because I hope that they want to get in a long-term relationship with me, and they're grateful for the things that I bring to the company. So just think that's important. And I just had a one-on-one with my supervisor the other day, and the biggest thing about him is that I fully understand that he cares about me, which is, I mean, almost nothing else matters except that when you think about it. So really appreciate that. And then there are 2 specific folks at work, Robin and Russell. So they're part of the tech transfer office, and they're the ones that really invited me into this entrepreneurial world at work with the I-Corps program. They fully support me. Anytime I have questions or I request a meeting, they jump right on it, and so I just really appreciate them and their support for me at work doing these entrepreneurial activities, because it's a lot of fun, and I get to, kind of play in that game with them. It's just great. Just the overall iCore program. All the people that work hard to put the program on, the instructors that instruct, the other teams that apply. I'm so psyched for this trip to Colorado. I've had a bunch of phone calls this week with some other teams, with some of the instructors, with some of the program managers, and like everyone just seems to be top notch. And I'm just psyched to meet some like-minded people and build these relationships that I know are going to go much past iCore. So that's very, a lot of fun. And then my two newest kind of entrepreneurial collaborators, Peter, who has the nonprofit opportunity, and then Libby, who's the voice coach with the voice app opportunity. I just, appreciate them. I've met them recently. They're both totally optimistic and like true entrepreneurs, and we're thinking about exciting things together, and I just think it's cool. There's this trust that comes out on the front end, which is rare. I mean, typically to get trust, one has to like go through some kind of gauntlet or some process. But with them, it's been on just right away trusting and just thinking about opportunity and how we can work together. And I really appreciate that. That's just really a cool place to be. To meet someone, to have a synergy come, and then as you begin those first kind of somewhat awkward steps in a relationship, that you just kind of like hit on things, and there's this nice flow that begins on the front end. And then number 10, and this is a big one, is just my and my family's health. I'm so grateful that we're healthy, that that we get up every day and we're there to face the day. Without my health, I pretty much I can't do anything, right? With it, and if my family's not healthy, then my attention is going there. And so I'm just really grateful that we're all healthy, that we have great health care through our employer, and I never have a concern about health, as far as we eat well, we exercise, all those things, but also just if anything were to go wrong, I just have complete confidence that we have a system here that will address the problem. So not really super concerned there, but I think that we're in a great spot, and we've worked hard to get in this great spot, so feeling really grateful about that. So that's my list. That's my list of 10 things, and these things now, they just make me feel really empowered to do this work, to like how dare I complain about doing a post or getting up early to do some really exciting work, or having an opportunity to spend time with the family. It's like, how dare I? That's where I go with it. Is shame on me if I'm really complaining about some of these silly things. There are many people in the world that have it much harder than me, and they're doing it. So for me to elevate my game, it almost putting this perspective on makes it easy. It makes it easy. So anyway, and then some other things. So I made a playlist. I've done these top 10 lists to be in gratitude on Burn at Both Ends. So I made a playlist of the top 10. So it's linked in the description and in the outline. And then this interview with Tony Robbins, where this gratitude is the solution to anger and fear. So there's an interview to read. So I would check that out. And then, of course, you can listen to, I recommend listening to Tony Robbins on YouTube. He's got some great stuff, I have to admit. And, so that's today's post. Just a morning of gratitude, a day of gratitude. I'm getting ready for Colorado, excited for that. On my keto coffee, so I'm experimenting with MCT oil in powder form because I'm bringing it, on the plane. I really like it. It tastes good. Tastes a lot, it definitely tastes different, a little bit creamier and like frothier. But it's more expensive. I think it's about twice as expensive as just the oil by itself. But trying some new things. Yeah, so that's today's post. So subscribe if you like what you hear. So this is all about this, whole channel is about me and my journey as an aspiring entrepreneur, and the things that are working for me. I definitely think that being in gratitude is a very effective way to kind of pull my head out of any spot that it shouldn't be. Right? So comment down below. Tell me about your journey. Tell me about your challenges. I'd love to be of service. So any questions or any way I can help, please, I'd love to. There are some motivational videos down below linked in the description. Check those out. Those really got me on my path for 2018. Huge shout out to Gary Vee and Tony Robbins. Thank you for all the content you put out and all the hard work and decades of work that you guys have done to give people like me, some really good content, some good advice. So I really appreciate that. A lot of music linked down below, some great DJ sets, some psychedelic ambient. You can just check those out on your own. I will say the psychedelic ambient, the mix number 23, I'm just super digging right now. And then the beats in the background, that's G Money, my alter ego. I've been drumming for a few decades, so check out some beats if you like what you hear in the background there. There's some free stuff on SoundCloud. And that's that. So go out, do great things today. Have a wonderful Sunday, and I'll see you later.